Hi, everybody. I'm Louis Amestoy with HS Game Time Live. I'm joined by Miriam Swanson here to talk about one of our newest leagues, the Mountain Valley League.
Not the Mountain Pass League, not the Mountain View League, the Mountain Valley League.
You know, I have to just take an amends here. You know, what's with these names? You know, I mean, go back to the old names. You know, I mean, feel free to introduce the Skyline League back into things. It was a great little league before, but I digress for a moment. The Mountain Valley League, kind of made up of teams from all over, especially small schools that don't really have a place in some of these leagues that are much larger now, including the Mountain Pass, which now has a lot of bigger schools as well.
Right.
Talk about the league for a minute, and who do we have in it?
It's quite a mix of teams. I mean, you've got the little schools, Rim of the World and Riverside Notre Dame, who've been successful, but are used to going up against bigger opponents. Then you've got Banning and Rubidoux, which are kind of a little bit bigger than those schools, and they have had their good seasons and not so good seasons lately. And then there's the brand new schools, Rupa Hills in Fontana and second year Citrus Valley out in Redlands.
Right.
So we'll put those all together and see what happens.
I mean, it's just an interesting league. And some of these teams, like Notre Dame, Rim of the World, and Banning, have all been in leagues together before. Right. And most recently, Rubidoux, Banning, and Notre Dame were all in the Mountain Pass League together. So there are some familiar faces. The biggest difference is probably, as far as the league goes, this could be a league that Rim of the World dominates from top to bottom in every sport.
Yeah, well, Coach Bob Gradius over at Rim of the World doesn't want that on pressure at this point.
Right.
He's claiming that his team isn't as good as everyone thinks they're going to be.
Right.
But that doesn't stop everyone else from thinking that they're going to be as good as they're going to be.
Right. Well, they've had great success over the last few years. Let's talk about Rim of the World for a minute. What do they have coming back, and what do we like about them right now?
Well, they have their big running back, Dylan Pretzinger, coming back. He ran for well more than 2,000 yards last year and was kind of a huge offensive threat. And he has a good offensive line experience coming back. Other than that, they don't have a whole lot coming back. They have a new quarterback. They're looking for a fullback, which is important in Dylan's game. They lost almost everyone on defense, so they do have the work cut out for them.
Right. Okay, let's talk about Banning. They've got a new coach this year in Scott McRitchie. They're on there, yet Banning has kind of gone through two coaches, or a coach every 2 years. They continue this track. But McRitchie, familiar face to the area, coaching at Mount San Jacinto College last year, and at West Valley year before that.
Yeah,
he's got quite a chore ahead of him.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of people out. He got the job late. He's still learning the school and the system.
Right.
And on top of all that, they are, because they're building a new stadium, they're practicing off campus as well. So he has to figure out how to get all the kids and their equipment from school to practice every day. And they've got all kinds of issues there, but he is way enthusiastic and kind of fired up for the challenge.
All right, let's go to Citrus Valley for a minute. Pete Smolin, their second-year coach, they were 2-8 last season. What do they look like right now?
Hearing Pete Smolin talk about it sounds like they have a Division I caliber roster. I mean, he says that their quarterback has what he considers an NFL arm. And then they've got a couple other big kids coming back and all kinds of different people. I should figure out. Let me give you the quarterback's name. What is the quarterback's name? I'm messing this up.
Evan Lucero? Evan Lucero?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
No, that's not it.
No, he's the punter, I guess.
Yeah, he's the backup. Dalton Douglas.
Dalton Douglas.
That's the guy to be excited about.
Okay. All right, Citrus Valley, I mean, again, they were playing basically an independent kind of schedule last year, 2-8 as well. So Rupa Hills, though, I think the story with Rupa Hills was that they did not even have teaching staff at some point as well.
Right, and another late hire, obviously, for Coach McMillan. But and they've got about 70 kids out. He said probably half of them haven't played football organized before, so that should be interesting.
Okay. Moving on to Notre Dame now, Coach Bob Burt, the veteran, great coach, one of the best coaches in the area, really led a Notre Dame team that shined at the end of the season last year as well. So they should be definitely a contender to go into the playoffs. Yeah,
they lost a couple key people, but then they've got some juniors back who are expected to do big things. They've got a new quarterback who they're excited about, Kevin O'Connor, and they got a couple of running backs who will help him.
Right. And this is a team, Rubidoux. We talked about Rim of the World, but let's talk about Rubidoux, because you talked about Rubidoux and Jason McMain's trying to kind of bring back the tradition of Rubidoux football. And you thought there might be a surprising team to watch this year.
Well, I get that from all the other coaches in the league. Everyone is warning, watch out for Rubidoux this year. They're going to be much, much improved. And I think everyone that was there last year kind of bought into what Jason did, and they're going to come back stronger this year.
Okay. All right, let's look at the predictions now. How do you, what do you see as far as the league goes? Your predicted order of finish right now.
Well, even though Coach Gurdias wants to downplay it, I think he's got to be the favorite going in, considering what Rim's done the last few years. But then Notre Dame has been tough and playing against bigger schools, so they'll definitely pose a challenge as well. And after that, it's kind of anybody's guess. We'll see what happens when they hit the field.
Right, absolutely. A couple of games to watch, Silver Valley versus Citrus Valley. That's where Citrus Valley plays their first game at the new stadium. Notre Dame at Rim of the World November 5th could be for the league championship as well. And the program debut for Rupa Hills as well at Calabasas Viewpoint September 11th. And as we mentioned before, this will be the final season for Banning's stadium at Nicollet Middle School. You know, the stadium actually has a name, and for life I can't remember it. We'll get back to that maybe in a later video.
Next video, yeah.
Next video
I'll look that up.
will be there. But what we believe is the oldest continuously used football stadium in Riverside County will be saying goodbye this season as well. All right, Miriam, thanks for joining us here on the Mountain Valley League. We'll have more for you here on HS Game Time Live.